more happy in a world, rather be lost with you. I try to do it solo, do it the go, do it lost with you.
Hey, what's going on, everybody? It is Friday, January 15th, 2021. This is episode number 18 of the moebanterpodcast. I am Mo.
I am Nathan.
Konnichiwa, Nathan. No, arigato?
No, konnichiwa.
Konnichiwa.
Arigato is thank you.
Yes, thank you. Okay. What's domo? Domo is welcome, right? Well, anyways, konnichiwa.
Well,
So this is episode number 18. As per usual, that was introduction song by my cousin How Words, aka How Rodello, aka How Words. You can find him on the YouTube Music, which Google Music no longer exists. I got to update that link. Amazon Music, and I ended up buying his single because I told him to hook it up, and he didn't hook it up. But you know, it's $1, so I still started thinking like, that's wrong. Why am I asking him for like the freebie when I can just go like support him for $1? That's messed up. But yeah, I bought it for $1, so I got it on my phone now. And as always, in the background, you're gonna see some art from my pal that I should have here, Brissia Jiménez, aka B Doodles. You can find her on Twitter. You can find her product on Twitter and her little characters, Lil'zzz. You can find Lil'zzz on their Instagram at Lil'zzz as well. Redbubble at Lil'zzz, and the Threadless shop at Lil'zzz. I believe right now they're having a sale. That sale is for wearables. I believe the sale they have for shirts is 25% off. I cannot figure out when that ends, but we're getting better because this is the second time in a week that we've done a podcast. So it's still active, people, not like the last time. And of course, my nephew started his own brand with a bunch of his buddies. I thought it was one business partner, so let me correct myself. It's with him and a bunch of buddies. They started their own brand, WorldZ. You can find them at worlds-co.shop. The product is here. Very, very simplistic stuff. We all bought shirts. We got a shirt. Mine's is clean, actually. I didn't wear it. Anyways, but yeah, if you're listening, Brandon, which I know you're not because you're a punk, we love you. We're proud of you. How about you hook it up with like a hat or something? You know what I'm saying? Like, we give you some pub, man. How about you hook it up? Nephew? Nah, I'm messing with you, punk ass. But I love him. I'm proud of him. It's very, very easy to kind of forget what you're supposed to do when you have all the time in the world. And I know some people it's rough, but you know, I'm so proud of him for not letting them get him down and actually, you know, starting something in his life. So cool. All right, let me see where we're at here. So let me put something on. Let me put this little guy in the. Oh God, I hate you, Instagram. Oh, let's put that creepy owl in the back.
yeah. Yeah.
Damn. What's up, big eye owl? All right, cool. How does that look?
That looks
cool?
good.
All right, cool. Let me see. Can I blow that up? Oh, that's even better, I think. Yeah. All right, cool. So we'll leave that up for the time being. So we usually start off with StarCraft, GSL, Africa TV, still not a sponsor.
Still not a sponsor.
We never caught up with the Super Tournament, so do you happen to know who won the Super Tournament?
Honestly, yes.
Who won?
Yes, I do.
And if you know, because I'm pretty sure you looked, how far did Armani get?
He didn't make it past NO.
Damn.
He didn't make it. I think.
Oh, he played Innovation for his game?
Yeah.
Oh, God. Was it that's the one thing we got to go watch that.
I think he may or may not have taken a game off of him, but
we got to see, because after going to top 4, I want to see if Innovation did what he always does, which he gets smoked, and then he comes back and takes out his frustration on his next opponent. And I hope that wasn't the case. That's messed up. He's like, yeah, I made top 4 GSL, and then he was like, yeah, well, I won this a couple times, so how about you go back to the end of the line, homie? So who won?
Stats.
Really?
Yeah.
Huh.
It's like
who did he beat?
Trap.
So it was a PvP. See, that's the one thing about Super Tournament. Like in Super Tournaments, you always see like, oh, Protoss this or Protoss won this, and that. And I guess for that type of scenario, it kind of makes sense because it's a one. It's first to five.
Yeah.
First to five. First if you win, you keep going. If you lose, you out. Single elimination, and that's different compared to what we see in GSL. Because sometimes you'll see like a Protoss beat like top end everybody, Terran, doesn't matter who, but then those players get to make adjustments. And then Protoss rarely make it, or when they do, they tend to get smoked in GSL because there hasn't been a Protoss champion in a very, very long time.
Yeah.
But anyways, Africa TV is not a sponsor. If you want to look at any of the things, go on their YouTube page at Africa TV. That's AFREECA TV on the YouTube. I believe they even have their own Africa TV website. It's in both Korean and English. But the same way, AFREECA TV. I believe it's .tv when you look at the URL, and you can find all those matches there. Anything else you want to bring up before we get to the meat of this? No. Okay. So what is the meat? The meat is this. It's the NFL playoffs. We saw every single game. Let me see here. Let's take this off here. Bam.
Yeah.
And then, oh my God, I hate this. Oh my goodness. Oh my God, what the hell is going on here?
Fix your things.
Nope.
What? L16 G20.
Oh my God.
0. Okay.
Jeez, I swear, Google, you have one job. Oh my God, and it's the cop. What the hell is going on here?
Are you trying to zoom in?
Yeah.
Click like at the top in the dashboard. Just anywhere.
That's what I did.
Okay, now try it again. There we go.
Jeez.
I think we're
I
good.
swear it takes forever just to do the simplest thing on this sometimes. Does that look good? Hold on. Yeah, it looks fine. Cool. All right. So the way it played out so far is, well, actually I can leave it on because we're not on TV. We're not on the thing.
Yeah.
So the way it played out, I ended up being ahead. Me and you actually went. Well, you went 4-6, and I went 5. I went 5 out of 6.
Yeah.
So I went 5-1. You went 4-2.
Yes.
Not bad. Not bad. The only game that separated us was you took the Tringles over the Bucks. And for anybody who listening to this for the first time, the Tringles is what we nicknamed the Washington football team, aka former Washington Redskins. It was their name, people. I'm sorry. That was their name. So now they're the Washington football team. When we first saw their logo, we're like, oh, it looks like triangles. So we call them the Tringles. And at some point, it looked like a crypto coin. So they were the crypto Kringles. But we just left it at Tringles. But yeah, we went pretty well. So I guess let's recap what we saw, what we witnessed. So I guess we'll start with the AFC games. So we saw the first game on Saturday, which was the Bills Colts. Not a bad game. It was actually pretty intense. It went pretty much to the last quarter, like maybe the last 2 series before there was like a determined winner of like who was gonna win. Pretty tight game. I actually nailed the score at 27. So right now I'm the only one that actually predicted a score. If we wind up having a tiebreaker, I think that should be the tiebreaker who has the most best predictions. Yeah. But what you think of that game as a whole?
It was good. It was actually pretty tight.
Okay.
Yeah. Hey, I don't know if I'm wrong about this, but I feel like Phillip Rivers is this generation's Dan Marino.
He's close, but no cigar.
Yeah.
He's never even sniffed a Super Bowl, though. At least Dan Marino played in the Super Bowl. I think Dan Marino played in like 2 Super Bowls, maybe 3, because his prime was was before my time following football. But I do remember him because I think I caught the tail end of his career, but like his prime years, kind of like Montana. It was like that was before I really got into football and before I really got into being a Niners fan. But no, he's nowhere close to that, to be honest. Like he can throw up stats. Don't get me wrong, he can throw up stats. But he hasn't even sniffed a Super Bowl, so I wouldn't even call him that.
Because he spent most of his career with the Chargers.
Chargers have made it to one, not with him,
Not
but
with
they've
him.
made it to one. So I mean, it's not like it's the Browns.
That's-
We'll get to that later, but I mean, he's a good player. Like, don't get me wrong, he's a good player, and for whatever the case may be, he just kind of never got over the hump of actually sniffing a Super Bowl ring. Like, he's never actually played in the game. So, no, I don't think he. I mean, he can throw up stats, but he's not Marino-esque. Damn, what's a good player to kind of name him? I don't know. We have to go through that. But
on the
anyways,
Colts.
I mean, just in general. Yeah, let's move on. So,
Let's move on.
maybe let's not go all the way because I don't know what game I want to talk about last. Well, let's go to the other game that was kind of like kind of disappointing in my end.
Seahawks Rams?
No, actually that one wasn't too bad. The one that was kind of like I think the most lackluster in terms of what I expected to happen was the Titans Ravens.
Oh.
To me, it was
yeah.
like one of the most boring games. We over here talking about King Henry this and King Henry that. I believe I might have mentioned that if you can plan for the dude, you can neutralize him, and that's what ended up happening.
But then the Titans had no answers for Lamar Jackson.
I mean, it's not that they got smoked by Lamar Jackson, but Lamar Jackson made plays, and like I gotta give the big ups. I mean, me like everybody else, I was kind of not believing in Lamar's skills, but he has his playoff win, and just with the caliber of, I guess, chippiness that he played with, or chippiness and confidence. I don't know. I think he might have broken through that barrier of not winning. I think all the naysayers and I think just the coaching there kind of helped him kind of find himself. And I do expect him to be there quite frequently in his career now. Now that he has one, now that he's been to a couple, I do expect him to legit be there a few times. And I always expect the Ravens, as long as the team is healthy, I do expect the Ravens to always be in that playoff push. And who knows, maybe he might get one or two in his career. I don't know if anytime soon. And we'll get to the reason why because of that later as well. But I'm a believer in him, but I'm gonna wind up contradicting myself like very, very. Actually, no, I'm not because I know who they're playing next. Wait up, yeah, we'll get to that. Okay, then we're gonna go. I guess let's go to the games that I'm like whatever. Saints Bears.
Da Bears.
The Bears. So that game was a defensive stalwart for a long, long time. And I believe I did say that about the Bears, that the Bears had a really, really good defense, but it was unreliable offense that I think just cost them. They had no way to put up points like at all. What was your interpretation of that game?
I don't know, because I was falling asleep.
You fell asleep.
Yeah. But it was broadcast on Nickelodeon.
Yeah,
Which was...
I don't care about that either.
And
I guess
what was
good
his name?
for the kids.
85 or whatever actually cursed.
Yeah, I saw that. Yeah, well, you know what? It's a sport with grown men play, and emotions get high. Like, I don't know what you expect on Nickelodeon. Like, you're gonna hear that. So I did wind up watching the game, and it ended up being the way that I pretty much thought it was gonna go. It was defense, and the Bears defense was playing just outrageous for 3 quarters. But I believe the final tally was, I think the Saints had around something like 79 or 80 plays, and the Bears only ran like less than half of that. So when you have that discrepancy in offensive plays, that means your defense is there for that much more plays. They ran out of gas, man. You can tell the tackles weren't as swift in the like halfway through the fourth. But they try their hardest. And for what it is, none of this falls on Mitch Trubisky. The coaching there is ass. I'm sorry. Like, people want to blame the players. The coaching there is ass. They had one trick play when the game was still pretty close. I think it was 0-0, 7-7. We saw that play.
It might have been 7-7.
Where Trubisky threw it deep on some double reverse flea flicker type thing going. And oh my God, like that pass was beautiful. The pass was beautiful. And it literally just goes through the hands of whatever player is there. Yeah. I don't know. It's probably better that I don't know your name. But it goes right through his hands, right through the receiver's hands. Just like literally, he didn't even put mitts on it. And And the reason why I don't blame him or the players or any of that sort is because that was the last risk they took for literally almost the entire game. Once that failed, like Trubisky tried to kind of go with the flow, but they didn't allow anybody to throw deep anymore. And like I've said it many times when we talk about football, when you don't throw deep in this league, I don't care how weak your quarterback's arm is, you find a way for him to go down the field 40, 50 yards,
Kick it.
at least 2-3 times, like a quarter. Not a fucking game, a quarter. Just to spread over the defense, like to spread out the defense. Because once you, what happened?
Hair.
Oh, once you don't spread out the defense, what ends up happening, what happened in this game is they pack the box with 5-6 people. All of a sudden, they're reading short passes, reading mid-range passes, and putting blitz pressure on the quarterback. When you run, there's nowhere to run. If you throw it deep, you spread that defense, you might give yourself a shot. But they have to be scared of that deep ball. They failed to convert it. They stopped doing it, and you can tell in Trubisky's face, he was hyped. He wanted to get it back. He wanted to get it back. He wanted to get it back. They never gave him the chance. By the time halftime came, it was just, and it's not his fault. It's honestly not his fault. The coaching there for the offense is complete and utter ass. Bar none. Offensive coaching there is ass. How do you spell ass? A-S-S. Ass. Congratulations to the Saints.
Yeah, there you go. This could be Drew Brees' last year.
It could be. And if it is, it's going to be a path to get there, and it's going to be a good one. So, and the person he will be playing, and we'll talk about that matchup later and what we think about that, would be Tom Brady and the Bucks. They ended up beating the Tringles, the Washington football team, 31-23. Not a bad game. Not a bad game. Maybe not as close as the score kind of led, but
Really?
I don't know.
The Tringles, I thought the Tringles were still within one possession. I thought it was like 31
they
to 23.
were, but it was just something about the pacing. Like it was the pacing in which there was like scoring on that side. Like the defense again played pretty legit, but I feel like the Bucks defense might be a little bit of a liability against the Saints, and I guess we'll talk about that later as well. But I think they scored one of those, like 10 of those points in garbage time, like the last 6 minutes or the last 7 minutes of the fourth quarter. So it wasn't even that close to begin with. It was like, I believe that's how that went. I believe it was just garbage time scoring. And the game wasn't as close as the score represents. But you know what? The score is what the score is. Even if it's in garbage time, that's something you have to be, the games are 60 minutes. Like it's one possession. Literally, it's one possession. If the defense sleeps or somebody sleeps, maybe it is a better game and it's 60 minutes. But for 50 of those minutes, it wasn't really as close as the score says. But again, the games are 60. So we've seen it happen before. Atlanta. Niners. Jeez, 5 minutes. All I did was run the damn ball.
Atlanta some more. 3, 4 times.
Atlanta of the West Coast. Over here, the Niners and Shanahan. Anyways, yeah, but good game. Congratulations to Mr. Time over here.
Yeah.
Tom Brady going to again another divisional round. Yeah. Okay, so we covered 4 games. You want to talk Browns Steelers? Or you want to talk?
Let's talk Seahawks Rams.
Okay, so
Seahawks. I actually saw the other video. Oh, shout out, by the way, to UrinatingTree.
Oh yeah, so we'll give him the shout out. Well, we just give him a shout out, but we'll mention why in the next okay. part of it. Yeah. So Seahawks Rams. I think you were falling asleep during this game too.
Yeah.
That defense is ridiculous. That Rams defense is speedy, is strong, it's hungry, it's fast. That defense is ridiculous.
And you're not just saying that because the Seahawks O-line is.
No, that defense has potential, but it's Russell Wilson. Like I've said it many times. I've told you many times off the air. That man is a G. I cannot hate on him. That dude is a player. He's a warrior. He's a grinder. How this man is not mentioned yet again
for MVP.
Yet again for MVP. This man literally carried this horrible O-line. Horrible O-line to the playoffs, to the NFC West Championship. That O-line is complete and utter trash. Again, I don't want to hear, oh, but they're injured. No. Our team was injured. Our team had 22 people, like, not play at all, like, from their starters because of injuries. And they had a rotation of, I believe, 30-something people throughout this whole year who will constantly an injury rotation. 30-something people. A team only holds 53. So, and they finished with a 7-9 record. I don't want to hear, oh, well, this guy. No. That O-line is ass. If you don't have backups, and the Niners proved that this season, if you don't have worthy backups, you don't have a complete team. That O-line is trash. And Russell Wilson carried that team to the playoffs with his magic. How this man is not considered for MVP every single year, I do not know that. The disrespect that this man gets is ridiculous. Yeah. But anyways, congrats to the Rams. They did their thing, man. That defense is hungry. That offense was that offense took what was given to them, and that's a team that if they can stay hot, who knows? They might actually make it. So yeah, congrats to them. And we wind up getting 12 points. Oh, I guess we'll go through that as well later. So I guess let's get to this game, because you were asleep during like the first quarter of this game, and by the time you woke up, it was 28-0. So, but you saw the rest of the game. Yeah. So, what were your takes on the Browns-Steelers game?
Dude, I hate the Steelers. I really hate the Steelers. Nameless gray faces. The Browns is the Browns. 11-0. And then you got, after the game, Chase Claypool saying that, oh, they're going to get smacked, so it's all good. And the Browns were super classless. If they would have had more class, I wouldn't be so salty. You lost! You lost the game. Deal with it.
Yeah, that's probably the most animated that you've been in this whole podcast episode.
I really hate the Steelers.
Let's mark this, episode 18. All right, cool. Last segment of the AFC games. All right. Okay. You want to elaborate a little bit more, or are you good?
Yeah, no, it's just everything. You know what? Why don't we get to the man of the hour, UrinatingTree?
All right. Well, let me give my take on this first.
Okay.
So, yeah. So this game was 28-0 before anything happened. First snap of the game was a defensive touchdown by the Browns as the snapper, missed snap that went over Roethlisberger's head. And at that point, like looking back at the game, at that point I should have known that it was pretty much done. This team has no heart. This team has absolutely no heart whatsoever. They don't have a heart. They don't have a soul. It's a bunch of individuals who, at best, collaborate well together to get stuff done. 11-0. At worst, they're a bunch of talented individuals who only care about themselves, and the team suffers because of it. Ben Roethlisberger did not even dive for that ball. He did not try to throw himself on top of it. He tried to reach down for it. Like, this dude did not try to even dive for the ball. Like, he was too worried about getting hurt. I would be more understanding. I understand you're the quarterback. You have to take care of your head. You have to take care of everything. But I have just a personal grievance with Ben Roethlisberger. This man, his second or third season in the NFL, was riding a motorcycle with no helmet, had a motorcycle accident. They asked him if you would ever ride again without a helmet, and he said, yeah, of course I will, because it's like being free. And again, people change, people grow, but that is my impression, my first real impression of Ben Roethlisberger as a person, and just that face never changed. And it's I can't explain the face. I can't explain the persona. I can't explain the aura. He just always rubbed me the wrong way. Good quarterback. Maybe even a great quarterback. He has 2 rings. He threw for 500 yards in this loss.
Oh yeah.
So he can put up the stats and stuff like that, but
You know,
it just rubs me the wrong way. And you look at the discontent or the dissension in that team within the last 4 years. Like, I grew up hearing about Steeler this, Steeler Nation, terrible towel, the steel curtain defense, blah 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 blah, all this other stuff.
coming off the Steelers dynasty of the 70s.
Yeah, I mean, they had 2 wins there. They made it in the 90s. I saw that game against the Cowboys. They made it in the 90s. They won 2. They have the most wins, I believe. Tied for the most wins because Brady. Basically, they're tied with Brady. And
Not even the Patriots. Just Brady.
Well, the Patriots obviously are trash without him. They didn't even make it to the playoffs.
They didn't.
And who's in the playoffs now? Brady and the Bucs.
Brady.
So I love Belichick. I think Belichick is an outstanding coach, but he needs the pieces. Brady was probably the most important piece of that franchise's history ever. So, but anyways, so I have this thing, and then you look at how AB wants to get out of there so quickly. You look at Le'Veon Bell wants to get out there very, very quickly. Basically, almost anybody in the last 4 or 5 years who has hit it big while part of Pittsburgh has wanted a way out of Pittsburgh. A lot of them blame the coaching. They blame Tomlin. They blame Tomlinson.
Tomlin. Mike Tomlin.
Okay, Mike Tomlin. They blame Tomlin. They blame the ownership. They blame a bunch of things on just the culture that they have there. Now we go to the man, UrinatingTree. Now, again, I'm not a Steelers fan. I just know what I know. You found a video of UrinatingTree, who happens to be a Steelers fan. And he let the Steelers have it. I will link that down in the description below on both the Anchor and on the YouTube. And he lets his team have it. And I cannot disagree with him. Again, and that's what I felt and what I saw from the team without really following the team is what he confirmed. Attitudes, I guess poor coaching, poor ownership, just poor accountability throughout the entire franchise. The team's doing the dumb TikTok stuff. Look, I get it. There's a brand. It's all business. Now, I don't care. I don't want to hear people, oh, man, but you got to take care of yourself. No. Look. We can go all in about anything. I'm sorry, but I'm a hardcore true believer that if somebody is giving you a paycheck to play a game as a professional, it's your job. You treat that job with the utmost respect. If somebody is paying you to have an ass in that seat, you act as professional as possible. I understand that in times, that's not always the case. I get that. But that is your job. I don't want to see TikTok videos of you guys dancing. I don't want to see TikTok videos about how you're going to say, oh, the Browns are going to get clapped by the Chiefs. As my son stated, you lost. What kind of poor ass attitude is it that you're going to go, well, the Browns, it don't matter we lost to the Browns. The Browns are going to get clapped by the Chiefs. Cool, but you got clapped by the team that you're saying going to get clapped. So by that definition, you already gave yourself no chance, even if you have beaten the Browns, to even beat the Chiefs. Because if the Browns clapped you, guess what would happen to you? You're lucky that it was the Browns and not the Chiefs you guys play in this first round. Because the Browns put 48 points up against you guys. A team that hasn't made it to the playoffs or get a playoff win since the merger scored almost half 100 on you. Scored 48. Half a C note on y'all. Imagine if you guys would have given that to Mahomes. You give that man 5 turnovers? Bro, you guys would have lost like a college football score. With that defense, it would have been like 70-3. It would have been like Alabama playing. It would have been like Alabama playing like Appalachian Heights, like a Division III school. Like, bro, you guys would have got smoked. It wouldn't even been a clapping. It would have been a legal murdering of that team on TV. Straight. I'm no longer I don't even care about the Steelers. But no, I'm tired of that franchise. I'm tired of the way they run it. I'm tired of that poor attitude that every player that seems to want to stay there or be there, that culture is sickening. It's disgusting. It's unprofessional to have a culture like that anywhere. If you're going to do something, if you're going to get paid to do something, you do that first. You care about your brand, you care about your name, you care about everything else that you're going to get. You do that on your own time. Do that when you have the day off on Mondays after a win or a loss. If you want to take your day off to do whatever you want for yourself, cool. But when you at practice, when you at the game, when you're doing anything related to your job, I don't care who you are. You take care of that job and you do your job like you're being paid to do it. Your image and everything else can wait until after the season is over, and yours is already over. So by all means, go ahead and talk about who's going to get clapped. You have all the time now to do whatever the hell you want with your image and your persona and your money and everything else. But while on there, like, look, this is a very violent game, and I get that. I don't like to see people get like hit hard or get injured. The Bengals should have smacked up Juju harder than they did after they cracked his ass after all that dumbass crap he's pulling off and dancing on people's logos. Like, bro, like Terrell Owens did that one time and it caused a fight.
Yes.
And it caused a fight. How this dude has not been clapped up harder than when the Bengals clapped him up, like throughout the whole thing when he's dancing on everybody's logo, bro, hell nah. Hell nah. I'm sorry. If I'm the owner of any stadium, I'll go, you know what, you put a circle around this, you don't let no Pittsburgh stand on our logo. None of them. I give everybody mace. I'm like, if they want to come up, you spray them with mace. Straight, dude. You ain't dancing on my logo like that, disrespecting my team, my building, my franchise. Straight, like, I'm going to stop before this thing gets into like some very, very negative, even more so territory than we at now. Congratulations to the Browns. I'm happy you guys won. Baker Mayfield, keep doing those commercials, my boy, because they funny.
Speaking of, while we're still on the topic, do you think Ben Roethlisberger is coming back next year?
Don't know, don't care. For me, it doesn't change the NFL. I don't care. I don't find him entertaining to watch. I don't find that team entertaining to watch. I honestly don't care. I honestly, I think I guess outside of the dumpster fire teams that we have mentioned and the franchises that we have talked about, like, I guess if we're talking like top notch, I have no entertainment value seeing the Steelers at all. There's no entertainment there for me, period. So I know people who like the Steelers. Hey, good for you. That team. With the passion, that team. I'm happy the Browns beat them. And I'm happy the Browns scored 48 on them. Smoking them. Clapping. Clap, clap, clap. And if everybody want to come at me, well, look, what do you do? Yeah, you know what I'm doing? I'm right here sitting down talking shit because I can. All right? This is my production. I'm doing this. I can say what I want. All right? At some point, if this becomes my job, guess what? I still be talking shit. So anyways, congrats to the Browns. I'm happy that they move on. All right, cool. So we covered all the games.
Yeah.
I guess now the scores are 62-53. Again, the only game that separated us was the Bucks because you picked them to win. But that gave me an idea for what we're going to go on to the next one is we were only a point off. You predicted they would score 24. They scored 23. I predicted they would score 32. They scored 31. That was actually pretty damn good. I was like, when I looked, I was like, oh, snaps. Like, we're actually pretty good at this. Like, we know what we're talking about. All right, cool. With those results, we now have the divisional round for both the AFC and the NFC. How does that look? Let me see. Sorry, everybody on the audio part, but we do have a video part. It looks all right. All right, cool. So on the AFC and the NFC on the division round, we have the Ravens at the Bills, and we have the Browns at the Chiefs. We have the Rams at the Packers, and we have the Bucks at the Saints. So with everything that went on, I want to keep the scoring system the same. But like we did with the GSL stuff, I did come up with the bonus for the division round that I want to carry on throughout the whole thing. And if other bonuses come around, I'll add them just in case. But the bonus for this is since we actually came pretty close on a couple games in terms of scoring, I was thinking we'll pick a winner. And we'll try to predict the final score. We might need to add something. If we get to that, we'll talk about it after, but we'll put a pin on that in case we do actually predict it and see where we should actually go with that. But for the first point of this is if we guess the spread. So like, let's say you say for the Bills-Ravens, you say that the Ravens are going to beat the Bills and you say the score is going to be like 24-13. That's an 11-point spread. if they wind up beating they wind up winning that game, but it's 35-24, you didn't get the exact score, but you got the spread. So if you can guess the spread, you'll get a 50% bonus of whatever like after we tally up all the other points.
Yeah.
Once we tally that up, you'll get a 50% bonus, and if it ends on a half point, it gets rounded up to the next whole point. Does it sound like something that sounds kind of cool? So like we'll bet the spreads, and I guess if by chance we do guess it correctly, like the actual score, we'll see how that bonus works out. We can still talk about it, and we'll put a pin on it, and we'll update that. We'll talk about the next one. But I kind of just want to do that just to kind of see how it goes, because we were pretty close, and I do want to kind of add a little bit more points so we can kind of see some division amongst our scores later on, because I think we might again have the same thing where we pick a lot of these games similarly. All right, so the first game we'll talk about is the Bills-Ravens game. Ravens at the Bills. Who do you have winning this game? By how much and why?
Okay. Lamar Jackson's a good QB, right?
Yes, I would say that he is. I think he's crossed that line, and now I'm not going to call him a great, but you know what? I will call him great. He's a great up-and-comer. He's not established yet. 3 years in the league, and not established yet. So I will call him a great up-and-comer with nothing but potential ahead of him. Yeah. So I will retract what I said the last time and be like, all right, cool. I think he's crossed that border to a good quarterback.
Yeah, and he's got legs and he's got arms, so that's a big factor.
But every player has legs and arms.
Yeah, but I feel like the Bills' defense can contain it, and I don't know if the Ravens' defense can contain the Bills' passing game, especially with Josh Allen at the helm.
Ooh, okay, we might actually differ on this one.
So that's why I say that the Bills take this game.
Oh my gosh. Okay. Damn, you're taking the Bills. That is a shocker to me.
Yeah, right.
To me it is. I thought you were gonna go.
Yeah.
I thought you were gonna go straight. All right, cool. So you got the Bills. What do you got them winning, or what do you think is the final score on this game?
The final score is what I think is going to be 35.
Wow.
No.
Okay.
Scratch that. 28. 19. Bills win by 9.
Okay, so you have a 9-point spread on that.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. Okay. Mm-hmm. So for me, I got the Ravens winning. I will concede every point that you just made. The defense, everything. But I do think that Jesus, I keep forgetting everybody's name.
Lamar Jackson?
Yes, Lamar Jackson. He has crossed up. I think the last game was his coming out party. This is going to be the game that kind of hopefully sets him up, and I'm hoping will motivate him to try to get a ring. I'm hoping this is not like, okay, cool, I got one. I don't think it is. And if by chance they lose, I don't want that hunger to go away. Having said all that, I think they win. I think it's going to come down to the defense. I don't think the Bills have a strong running game like the Titans do, so that's not really a factor. Can they get pressure on Josh Allen? That to me is going to be the determining factor. I don't think the Bills can contain Lamar Jackson for that long. The reason why I say that is because in the game they played against the Colts, the Bills looked really, really strong in the first half. They started to waver in the third quarter, and then by the fourth quarter, they looked shaky as hell. They looked super, super shaky. You cannot look shaky against a player who can run the ball the way that Lamar Jackson can run the ball. If you're shaky around him, he will do to you what he did to the Titans. And that one play that the Titans just lost focus, just lost containment, lost whatever. He ran it for 50-something yards for a touchdown or 40-something yards for the touchdown.
Something like that.
And the Bills were pretty much doing that against Phillip Rivers for almost the whole second half, which is why the game was as close as it was. And that's Phillip Rivers, a man that's a pocket passer. He doesn't have the mobility. He doesn't have the skill set that Lamar Jackson has. He's a better pocket quarterback than Lamar Jackson is, and the stats will prove that, and the career will prove that. But in terms of this youth movement, the speed, and everything else, I think Lamar Jackson is that much of a difference maker to just shake this defense down to the core. To be honest, I think the defense will be there first half. I think by the second half, I think it's going to be all Ravens, and I say that this game is going to be 28-13.
13.
I don't have
15 points.
I have them. I have them by losing by at least 2 touchdowns. I don't think that defense is going to be able to contain them. Whoops, 13.
There we go.
So yeah, I got 15 points on this. It might be too much, but I don't see how the Bills will be able to contain Lamar's legs for a while, because it doesn't have to be 15, 20-yard runs every single time. It could be 4 or 5, little by little. You get first downs, you keep them on the field the way that the Saints keep the Bears on the field. And by the time you get to that second half, that shaky, wavery defense that showed up during the Colts, if it's there, dude, this is going to be pick. They'll be running the ball up and down, bootlegging for that, and they'll just pick them apart little by little, to the point where the Bills won't even have a chance. It's not that the Bills can't put up more points. I just don't think the Ravens are going to give them the opportunity to put up that many points. And I think that that defense is good enough to stop them every once in a while. And if that wasn't the case, I'd say this is a lot closer, probably 28-21, maybe even 28-24. But if the Bills from last week show up against this Ravens team, they're going to get smoked. They're going to get clapped. As whoever the hell said that.
Chase Claypool.
Yeah, whatever. Doesn't matter what his name is.
Speaking of clapped, next is Chiefs-Browns.
Is that the best game of the week? No. Let's leave the future Hall of Famer vows for the last one. Okay, so Chiefs-Browns. You want to go first?
Yeah, sure. The Browns are a good team. I'm not gonna lie. They got big names on offense and defense.
Mm-hmm.
I just don't think they can gel together to beat Patrick Mahomes. He's in a league of his own at this point. So,
with that team currently, yes, I will say so. Yes.
So yeah, I take the Chiefs winning, but I don't think it'll be a clapping. I think it'll be a pretty close game. So I say that the Chiefs take this game with a score of 40.
Jesus, it's gonna be a high-scoring game.
To 35.
35-point game. Okay.
It's gonna be close. It's honestly gonna come down. It's gonna come down to who can contain the other one more.
Okay. So I, on the other hand, have this being. I mean, I guess with Dewey that said it, I do have this being a clapping, but at a no disrespect to the Browns, none whatsoever. It's just if we look at the last game, they were up 28-0. And then the final score ended up being 48-37, meaning that when the Pittsburgh Steelers started scoring, they outscored them 37-20. Meaning that the 5 turnovers that they got in that game, what they scored in every single one actually, were the main reasons why they won that game. The Chiefs are not going to give them 5 opportunities like that. Like none like that. I'm not sure their coaches are coming back from the COVID protocol because they lost their coaches. And that was another thing. The Browns beat the Steelers
without a coach.
Without a coaching staff. They had assistant coaches coach this team. To lead to the dysfunction of the Steelers even further, they lost to a assisting coaching team because the actual coaches were on COVID protocol. Anyways.
They had an offensive line coordinator as their head coach.
Well, I mean, you know what? That's good. I'm gonna say that's good coaching from the Browns. The Browns could have dialed it in and not got this, and I'm gonna say that coaching staff, and that's why we talked about it. That culture, there's something in that culture there with the owners. Something changed that has allowed a stronger culture to exist now that wasn't there prior. I think that the Browns team is going to be up and coming. I do think they'll have a decent showing against the Chiefs. I don't think it's going to be like a varsity JV team. It's going to be two professional teams. It's just one. I don't know if the coaches are going to be there. They do have some injuries on that team as well, and also they have huge liabilities on the secondary. Mahomes is too good of a quarterback to not take advantage of lackluster or coverage-less secondaries and cornerbacks and safeties that are out of position, and every once in a while that it happens, but that secondary is their weakest part, and I think that's going to cost them the game. And I think it's going to be on that side where they keep giving up the 6 yards, the 7 yards, the ones that are just little tick passes, and it's going to be one of those things again. They're going to bleed them dry. They're going to pick at them. They're going to bleed that team dry. And it's going to be one of those things that it's going to be too much for the Browns. But the Browns, I think, have the offense. Baker Mayfield has a damn arm. That dude's arm is insane. I mean, this is the battle of the arms, I think. Like, the two strongest arms, or like at least two of the top 5 strongest arms in the NFL are playing in this game right now. And I think Baker Mayfield is going to do pretty well. But I don't. They're not going to get the 5 turnovers that they got.
Oh, yeah, and the Chiefs also have a secret weapon.
So I say it's going to be 31-21. It's a 10-point game for me.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a 10-point game for me on that one. Yeah, I mean, again, it's not really disrespecting on the Browns. It's just seeing the team that I saw. Young, hungry, talented. But there are some liabilities there on that team. That team is maybe with proper trading or proper drafting, if you can get some other really good solid talent there, they're 2 years away from being super scary. And I'm like super scary because that defensive line is really good. That offense with Nick Chubbs and who's the other cat they got receiving
Kareem
the ball?
Hunt?
No, he plays for.
He's the running back.
Oh, he is the second running back, huh? Chubbs and Kareem Hunt. Chubbs and Hunt. So they got 2 good running backs there. They have a receiver there too. That's the outside of OBJ that's playing as well. That's really good.
I don't know his name.
But I can't remember his name right now. And then if OBJ was healthy, then obviously it'd be a little bit different as well.
Oh, the Browns have Myles Garrett on defense.
They have Myles Garrett, yeah. So I mean, they have a solid defensive line. They have solid linebackers there. It's just that secondary is suspect. And then on the offense, I mean, they have good people there. It's just they need the defense. I think the offense is cool, but they need that defense. And it had OBJ. I think this game is a lot closer. I think OBJ is worth at least a touchdown. I think this is still a 3-point game if OBJ is there. But without OBJ, I say this is a 10-point game. And I think I'm being generous. I think the Chiefs are gonna probably beat them by like maybe 16, to be honest. But I wanna show a little respect to my boys. Well, not my boys, but I want to show a little respect to that team because I think they're there. I think they're getting there, and they're almost there. But yeah, I think it's still a 10-point game.
All
right, cool. Packers at Rams. Ooh, this one's gonna be hard for me.
Oh, me too.
You want to go first?
You go first.
Alrighty. So.
Speaking of arms, Aaron Rodgers.
That's
all I'm gonna say.
Okay. So the Rams go to the Packers. I don't know. It's hard for me to bet against Aaron Rodgers. I know the team did very well, but they also did very well last year. And then they ran up into a team that was very, very similar to the Rams defense, and that speed, that hunger, that just collapsing, just suffocating defense, and that was the Niners. And they got smoked last year. They are better this year. How much better? I don't know. Their record is very similar to last year's. Damn, it used to mean something when you went to Lambeau. It doesn't mean as much anymore. They've lost a lot of Lambeau recently, so Lambeau is not really like a thing. And now that we're in COVID situations, there's not anybody there. It's kind of similar to like the 12th man in the Seattle. You're missing something there. Let me see if he's gonna actually play. So, what's his name?
Goff?
No, not Goff. The defensive end. Donald. Is it Donald? I think it's Donald. Yes, Aaron Donald. Their star defensive end is
questionable.
Oh no, Aaron Donald's set to play.
Oh.
Copper Coop is questionable. So that's what it comes down to me. If Aaron Donald can play, if he got hurt against the Seahawks, he went to go sack Russell Wilson, and the way that Wilson fell on him, I don't know if it was just the weight that landed on his side, on his rib area, or maybe as he came over the back with the cleat might have caught him like in little like the part there's no actual like hard piece of like protective gear there or something, but something got him right there, and he missed the last part of the game last week against the Seahawks. He was out, but they still won. If he plays, he's a difference maker. That's like having Nick Bosa there. That's like having Myles Garrett there. Like this dude is he's an animal. He is a beast, and everything works with him being there because this man one-on-one is pretty much unblockable. If he plays, I think the Rams take this. He's set to play, not knowing. I'm going to assume he's going to play because he seems like the type of guy that he's pretty much going to have to be dead to miss a game like this, knowing that it's going to be one more game, to the Super Bowl. Like, I think he's one of those players. He just gives me that vibe with the way he just plays. It's just an engine that just never stops. If he plays, I think the Rams win. I think the Rams take this. I'm going to call this a 4-point game. I'm going to say the Rams take it 28-24.
All right. So, yeah. You say Aaron Donald is like Nick Bosa? Or like a Nick Bosa
he's in
Myles
the,
Garrett,
he's
something
Nick
like
he's a Nick Bosa, he's a Myles Garrett. I mean, that dude, he's an animal, man. He's a beast. Like, he's out there like literally I mean it's not saying much with the Seahawks, but nobody on the Seahawks could stop this dude. Like, he stopped himself by tackling Russell Wilson too damn hard. Like, that's pretty much how this went down. This man just played with so much energy throughout this whole thing. He injured himself tackling somebody on the other team, and that's the only thing that stopped him was himself just playing too damn hard. I don't know the Packers have something to stop something like that. And if you have to deal with him, that means everybody else has what they need to kind of be. And the thing is, the Rams have a really good secondary. They have a really good secondary. So I think that's going to be the difference for me. So that's why I have them winning that
All
one.
right. Yeah, I take the Rams too, based on what you said. But I'm going to have a different outcome. I think the Rams take this one. What was it? Like 31-20. Similar spread to the Niners game from last year.
Damn, 11 points, huh?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Anything else you want to say?
Mm-mm.
All right, cool. So now we come to the battle of Father Time. Bucks at Saints. This is game number 3 between the two. I believe the Saints won the 2 games. Brady, apparently in his history, has never lost to a team 3 times in the same season, including the playoffs. And I mean, it's the only way that could happen in division.
Yeah.
I believe in his history in the Patriots, I believe the Bills might have beat them twice, and I believe the Dolphins might have beat them twice. There was a season where like that's the only team they lost to for whatever fucking reason it was, the fucking Dolphins. I believe those were the only ones. or I could be wrong. It could be just the Bills, or I just could be completely wrong, and I don't know what the hell I'm talking about. But he's never lost. Do you want to go first, or should I go first?
I'll go first.
Okay.
All right. I don't see the Saints winning this. Honestly, I do not see the Saints winning this. There's too much on offense. You got Tom Brady at the helm, and then you got his 2-star receivers, Gronk and AB.
Well, Gronk's the tight end.
Oh,
yeah, Mike Evans is the other one.
Oh.
And then they have that other shorty guy that was there, too, that was catching balls.
Yeah.
I can't remember his name, but
Still.
Mike Evans and AB will be the two main ones.
Yeah, but still, Brady, Gronk, and AB is the big three for the Bucks, and I don't think anything on the Saints can stop that. So this should be an easy win for the Bucks.
Damn, you said easy.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay, so what's your score on this?
Honestly, I see the Bucks absolutely smoking the Saints. Wow. I say 24
I thought it was a smoking.
to 7.
Oh shit, okay. Damn. That's a 17-point spread. I mean, I have a similar result, but I don't have that. All right, so I will agree with you on the players. Those are exactly the players that I don't think this team has an answer for. So, seeing them play on offense, they're stacked. On offense, they are super stacked. But that defense, from what I see, is they're tiny. They're a small defense. I mean, they're strong, they're fast, they hit hard, which has been a staple of like that Saints defense. Even when they can't cover, they smack the shit out of you when you get hit by them. But that to me is the problem, is they are very, very tiny. I saw some of that against the Bears, which is why they only won that at the very, very end when they were able to get the Bears tired, was that they don't have size in any part of their team. Like Kamara is probably the biggest dude on that squad, like offensively. Defensively, he might be the biggest dude who's not a lineman. Like, he is a big dude for that team. It's not even on offense or defense. Linebackers are fast, strong on the Saints side. Fast, strong, but they're not big. Secondary, not big. The D-line, to me, from what I saw against the Bears, they don't have an Aaron Donald. They don't have a Myles Garrett. They don't have a Nick Bosa. They don't have a Khalil Mack. Like, they just don't have, to me, they don't have that type of player. They have a good unit. They have solid players. They have some pretty good, talented players there. But I think they don't have anybody the size of a Gronk and an AB. They have somebody that can cover Mike Evans, maybe speed-wise with some zoning or something of that sort. They can probably try to neutralize him. The other tight end there as well. I think they have somebody that could match up very well with him, but sometimes they'll send him out as a blocker. But when you have a good running game, you have two viable receivers, two viable tight ends, one of them being Gronk, the other one, another receiver, being AB out there. Those guys are big. Those guys are huge. The Saints don't have anybody to cover that, and I think that's going to be what kills the Saints in this game. Is I think it's going to be death by 1,000 paper cuts. Like, it's going to be one of those games where they just get bled out little by little. It's going to be little pick throws, and it's going to be Gronk catching for 6, catching for 7, AB catching for 10, catching for 8, just wearing them down. Mike Evans going deep for a 40-yard pass, because now you have to worry about AB and Gronk catching something on the inside. AB can still run. Gronk can still run. Like, it's just too many things there. And it's just, I think it's a size differential. I think it's going to wind up killing them. So I do have the Bucks winning this.
That's one way to put it. Death by 1,000 paper cuts.
Oh, bro, it's going to be vicious, I think. Then you have a 17-point spread. I don't think my spread is even that much further, to be honest. But I will give Old Man time, or another Old Man time, because Old Man time is going to be winning this. I say it's going to be an 11-point spread, and I have a 28-17 Bucks. in that scenario there. Okay, cool. So that's looking very, very good in terms of that. Okay. So I think that's all the sports ball that we have to talk about.
Yeah.
Where are we at now? I think it's only like 40 minutes.
An hour. We just passed an hour.
Cool. All right. So I guess I just want to talk about one little thing, which is mainly just Pokemon Snap.
Oh, yeah.
So we talked to sports ball. We talked a little bit of GSL. Africa TV is still not a sponsor.
Oh.
And then we can put our ugly mugs back on here. Well, my ugly mug. And the back is looking better. I was able to fix it a little bit more. Doesn't look as grainy. So Pokemon Snap got announced. Oh, maybe I should put it on here. No, I don't want to, because then I'll get flagged by YouTube for using images that I don't
flagged
have
by
no
Nintendo.
right to.
Apparently they've been vicious.
Oh
with
my
things
god,
like that.
Nintendo, please stop, man. We're trying to support you guys. I mean, I'm always gonna be a fan, but it's like, come on, man. Let a community grow around your games. You guys don't need to control everything about it. Just let the community just allow the community to support you guys. If you guys don't care about a certain image, let it be known about the image that they're perceiving or giving your game. Warn them if they fail to comply, whatever the case may be. But don't just straight up just ban people for stuff. I mean, we're trying to support the community, man. We're trying to support the game. Just come on. But anyways, outside that negativity, Pokemon Snap was announced, or new Pokemon Snap, or whatever the hell it's called. Is it new Pokemon Snap?
Yeah.
I'm kind of hyped. I played this game on the N64 when it first came out. I rented it from Blockbuster. Just how long ago that was. I rented it for Blockbuster, not really knowing why I wanted to play that game. And then when I got to play, I was like, man, this is kind of boring at first. But then you can, like, if you catch, like, Pokemon doing certain things, like using their moves or, like, fighting or doing, like, you start getting different points. So now you start waiting for things to randomly happen. And if this game could expand on that game with the limited memory that was back then and the cartridges and consoles as a whole, this game is going to be good. It's going to be a good time killer. It's going to be a great time killer, and I'm so excited. I will link to the trailer down below on the description on both the podcast and the audio site, because I don't know, man. If you're around my age, late 30s or even mid 30s, even maybe even early 30s, because maybe you had like older siblings or cousins that played this game, like that game was just, for a Pokemon game, it was super fun. I'm really excited. April 30th is the announced date for release on that. So what's your take on it? Because you didn't grow up with it.
I
like
did not,
this
but
is like way before your time.
I saw the trailer and it looks incredible. Because I started playing Pokemon Shield, and that game's real fun.
Yeah, that game looks actually really good.
Yeah. And this one might be like a more zen time, but it still looks like it could be a ton of fun. And this is just the start, because 2021 is Pokemon's 25th.
Wait, is it?
Yeah.
God, really? 96?
96.
Oh my gosh, I'm so old. 25. I was 13 when that thing came out. Damn, that was like the Game Boy Color that Uncle Steve got. He got that with Pokemon Red, I think. Damn, that's crazy. That's a long time ago.
Yeah.
Damn, your Uncle Steve was a baby.
Yeah.
Damn, legit, your Uncle Steve was like literally a baby. He was like 4 when that game came out.
Yeah, and they've got, Pokemon's got all this sort of cool stuff planned. We got the Kanto thing in Go. There's new merch. There's a concert that's apparently going to involve Katy Perry. And a lot of people are speculating that remakes of Diamond and Pearl might be coming to the Switch.
I mean, I don't have time for no Pokemon game because that's a 60-hour journey in itself, but that's pretty sick, though. If it looks good enough, I might just dive in there and play it, but we'll see. That's a 60-hour. Like, if I'm going to spend 60 hours in any game right now, it's going to be Kingdom Hearts 3. I want to finish. I haven't even opened it. I want to finish all the games that I have. I'm trying to finish Fallout 4 right now because I got my setup going and everything else. And I wish I had my chair in here, but I can't fit it through any door in here. Bought a Fallout 4 Noble chairs like gaming chair that has it's from Fallout 4 with the Pit Boy or with the Vault Boy on there. I was like, man, that's so dope. And I wanted to have it for the podcast, which is why it gave us more space so I can have it right here next to us, and
It didn't fit.
it didn't fit. But yeah, no, I'm excited, man. That's cool that all these Pokemon stuff is coming out. Anything else you want to talk about?
No.
All right, cool. Well, fuck it. I guess it's just football for this time, so I'm kind of excited for tomorrow's games.
Oh, yeah.
The Pokemon came out. We did talk about a little bit about GSL. Yeah, I mean, I guess there's nothing else. If you guys would like to join in and partake in whatever discussions that we talk, as you can tell, we talk about various things, various topics. I don't think we've covered music, but we like different musics. Please reach out to us at moebanterpodcast@gmail.com. That's moebanterpodcast@gmail.com. Send us whatever you guys want. If you guys want to do criticisms and harshness and stuff like that, that's cool. But just realize that if you guys are going to be complete and utter dicks about everything, then what's the point, really? We're not going to read it. I don't have time to really battle with you. If you have a critique upon what we talk about, how we talk about it, if you can keep it respectful, by all means, critique us. We only want to get better at doing this so we can be more entertaining and we can be more informative in the things that we say, because we don't want to be spreading falsehoods. I believe we're very upfront about things we don't know a lot about, and we just give our best opinion of stuff. And a lot of this is mainly opinion, because again, I'm not a professional sports star, neither is my son, but we like watching it on TV. That's as qualified as we get. We're literally no different than the dudes on ESPN. They don't play, but they get paid a shit ton to give their opinions as well. We try to do the same. We try to watch whatever games we can. We try to read articles. We try to know as much as we can about the subjects that we talk about, so we can have some sort of knowledge behind what we're trying to say, our personal knowledge, so in terms of what we're trying to say. If there's a way that we can be better about it, by all means, please send that. If you just want to be a part of this, if you just want to be a part of this experience, we welcome it. We're waiting for it. This is on episode number 18, 8 with me and my son. Please partake. We're begging you, please give us an email. Again, if you want to do this, if you want to email us, it's at moebanterpodcast@gmail.com. That's MOEPODCAST. I missed the banter part. MOEBANTERPODCAST@gmail.com. If you guys want to be in the back, as we always do, like if you want to be back here with your music, give us the links. We'll promote you guys again with the art. So again, music, intro, outro song, Lost in My Cup by Hal Words. That's my cousin, Hal Rodello. You can find him on the YouTube. You can find him on YouTube Music. You can find him on Amazon. You can find him on all the other things. I'll update some of the links in the description down below. My friend Brissia Jiménez, again, her characters, her product, Lil'zzz. You can find her at BDuels on Twitter. You can find her product, her characters at Lil'zzz. That's at LIL_ZZZS at Lil'zzz on Twitter. Same hashtag or same handle on the Instagram. You can find her on the Redbubble under BDoodles or Lil'zzz. Lil'zzz has a shop on Threadless. By all means, please support or just spread, broadcast, whatever the case may be. I appreciate it. And again, my nephew started his own brand, WorldZ Co. or just WorldZ at worlds-co.shop. Shirts, everything. Super proud of you, nephew, even though you don't want to talk to me. You don't even I try to give you props and you're like, you ignore me. It's cool though, man. It's cool. I can talk all the mess I want because you're not going to listen to my podcast. Because even though I try to support you, I see how it be with you, cuh. Nah, I'm playing, Brandon. You know I love you, cuh. But yeah, so that's it, I think. So, yeah, I think we're good, right, my boy?
Yeah.
All right, cool. Well, that has been episode number 18 of the Mo Banter Podcast. Thank you guys for listening so very much. Thank you, my boy. It's always fun.
Yep.
It's always informative. It's always fun to do this with you. And with that, we will see you guys next time. And as always, please take care of yourselves. I know people, it's going to be close to a year with this pandemic and the mask wearing and everything else. And I understand it's trash and we don't want to do it and it sucks. And again, I get it, but just like everything else, man, the longer that we spent fighting to try to do it, the longer all this crap is gonna take. And I would like to go places without risking my health and my family's health. And just please just think of others, not just yourselves, and we can all get through this. And I mean, just in everyday life, not just during COVID times. Just, you know, try to keep it, you know, as real as possible, but at the same time, try to keep it as positive as possible. Try to be as helpful as possible. Try to be as encouraging as possible. And I know that seems hypocritical from a standpoint of us criticizing a bunch of NFL players, but you know what? Just like we welcome you guys to criticize us and our opinions and everything like that, they put themselves out there like that, you're going to get criticized. And it's just a criticization circle. But same token, same thing. I don't wish death upon nobody. I don't wish them to get COVID. I don't wish them to go spread viruses across the world or anything of that sort. It's like, that's not what I'm about. You know what I'm saying? Our critiques, our criticism are just about the way they handle their professionalism, the way they handle their sports, their profession, their career, and things that I just don't agree with. And I guess at some point my son doesn't agree with, because he was very, very animated about the Steelers. And then UrinatingTree, we don't know you, but we will give you a copy in the links, or a little listing on the links down below if you guys want to see that video. Again, he's a Steelers fan, and everything that I perceive the Steelers to be will be down there below. And yeah, so again, thank you for tuning in, thank you for watching, thank you for listening. This has been Mo
and Nathan,
and we'll see you guys next time. Bye.
Moving on in slow-mo, happy in a boat, rather be lost with you. I try to do it solo, do it to go, do it lost with you.
Yeah, I do it with you. When I lose it, doors poor Richard. Yeah, they don't know the situation. Only pages in the bigger picture pours from the picture or pours of the liquor, yeah. Feels like a Salvador and a killer, yeah. It helps shut the doors and it seals them up. Hope for some more when I fill my cup. I hope that my hope finds hope in my vital signs on idle. Cause if I don't find hope, I know Bible, there's no time. Moments final. If I don't find hope, that's no sad, those feelings I score. Moving on in slow-mo, happy in a boat, or rather be lost with you. Yeah. You try to do it solo, do it to go, and do it lost with you. Getting lost in my cup, yeah. Getting lost in my cup. Death instead of commas. What example are we setting for our daughters? Think of the good as with Gianna and Black Mamba at the bottom. Keep your head above the water. I don't wanna do this, but I gotta face the horror of death before the sauna. Designer's destiny, fuck the pride, I'm a father. It's more than just my problem. Maybe thought to blame the way it was brought up. Getting caught up, expectations of my father. Try to mock up the greatness in Nirvana. Instead of shocking and a spinner to control like a shot up helicopter. Hurting but I'm not hurt. Rather have this problem than a doctor. Pushing down the pills, they kill me softly like Lauryn Hill in concert. To this bitch called life isn't worth it, and I don't even want her.
Moving on in slow-mo, happy in a boat, or rather be lost with you. Yeah. You try to do it solo, do it to go, do it lost with you. Getting lost in my cup, yeah.